not?
10-8.
Oh, 10-8.
Yeah, resets, yeah.
I had AJ, you know, I probably had AJ winning 4, 5, losing 6.
And 7 doesn't count.
Exactly.
It's not scored.
So therefore,
it's not crazy.
10-8. I had it all square.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here's my, I John's about 57, 56.
Yeah. So Tom is, I don't know what he's talking about.
Look, she's...
Your boy.
Katie Taylor is just an incredible...
Did you hear about Woodsy? He left the arena because he wasn't ringside.
I didn't know
He left. Yeah, he wasn't there. He missed the fight.
He called,
Most people had it
He
as
called
draw,
off.
but quite a few people had Persoon winning.
Dominic.
Got a fight against straight away. And it was a brilliant fight for women's boxing. I mean, the atmosphere was incredible. But she's like, if there's any doubt, I said, which, you know, like, you won it, what, was it 66, 64, 69, 67? 2 rounds. I said, so 1 round is a draw. I said, I had it a draw. She asked me. And she said, well, we've got to do it again.
This very early stage.
Yeah.
You see a rematch as a stadium fight, and I'll tell you why, because it's been a phenomenon while he's been winning. But in your words,
yeah, because it's an absolute thriller, in that it's an absolute must-win. I mean, it was a brilliant fight. Yeah, I know the first round or 2 were a little bit slow, but the third round was one of the best rounds I've ever seen. I mean, in terms of what AJ has always done, probably outside, I say, the Parker fight, is thrill. And I was actually thinking in the 5th round, this is unbelievable. He's going to come back again and he's going to knock Ruiz out. In the 6th round, I started to think, oh no, he's not. And I was thinking, if he does this now, this is just going to be absolutely monumental. But unfortunately, he couldn't recover.
How soon can he go again? How soon can he go again?
I mean, he can go, he needs a month off, starts training in July. I mean, if he wanted to, he'd go in September. He won't. He'll be October, November, you know, and but he's got to trigger the rematch rules. So he's got to actually, the coaching team, I can't imagine any other fight. I mean, like, because you're letting it go. Do you know what I mean? So we've got the rematch locked in. So if you don't accept it, what are you going to do? Let the belts go. So it's a catch-22, isn't it? Where, you know, you either say, no, I'm not ready for that, I need to rebuild, or you jump straight in knowing that if you lose the rematch, he'll fancy the rematch.
Yeah.
Ruiz. I mean, he ain't, you know, he's going to make big money for the rematch. He'll believe he can win the rematch, and then he knows if he wins the rematch, he's going to be fighting Wilder. I mean, so he's in a great position. The pressure now is on AJ.
You said an interesting thing. You never quite know if people come back.
You don't. Some never come the same. It wasn't like, I mean, to be honest, I didn't see like crushing blows. Like, I don't know, it was more the legs. It wasn't like he was out on the canvas and couldn't move. You see devastating knockouts. I mean, you know, we talk about like Hasim Rahman against Andy Ruiz. That was a one-shot knockout, and it was, you know, gone, couldn't get up. He kept getting up, but he had no legs. That was the problem, and it all stemmed. When I watched it back after the fight, the one left hook to hit him just here, and it just, you know, and again, 4th round I thought it's over. 5th round I thought, oh, this is Klitschko all over again. He's got his legs back, and then 6th, shattered. So, I mean, it was just a mad night all round. And like, you know, it would have been easy for him to take Trevor Bryant, Manuel Charles. Would have gone 1 round, but he's got to be. If he is what we think he is, he's got to be beating people like Andy Ruiz, in my opinion. Who, by the way, is a really good fighter, but still, you'd be confident. I mean, look, the odds will tell you. Like, and I thought the odds were ridiculous, by the way, but still, in the 3rd round when he hit him with that combination, which was, by the way, an unbelievable combination, I thought, over. Not even close. He's going to step in, he's going to back him up, it's all over. And 9 times out of 10, it might have been.
He's always a good finisher when he's in that position.
He's one of the best finishers out there. But he got caught with a shot, and the difference with Ruiz is there's not many heavyweights, there's not many fighters that would do what he did in that situation, which was go, okay, we're going to have a swing up here. If I'm going to get knocked clean out, I'm going to go out swinging. A lot would have just backed up on the ropes and
held on.
Yeah, and you know, and that was actually AJ's problem in the 7th round, is he started trading up again. And that's why he got stopped. I think he thought to himself, I ain't got much left in the tank here, so I need to have a go.
Deal with it.
So he stood his ground, started trading up, got caught again, and it was him.
What do you think? In mind, and the confidence Ruiz has shown, he doesn't look like he's going to be bothered by it.
No.
an 80,000 crowd in London or
No,
Cardiff.
but that's what I'm saying about him thinking, yeah, I can do this again. I'll beat him, and then I'll go on into these, huge fights. So.
Do you think he's been fighting enough?
I did think that tonight actually when I sat down, in that it's quite difficult to jump back into the ring after being out for 8 months. I mean, he was supposed to fight in April.
Yep.
This opportunity presented itself. It's easy to say, did go into Miami 5 weeks, but there's so many things you can look at. But all I can tell you is, at no point this week was anyone
Thinking that.
no. I mean, it was like he was confident. Backstage, quite nervous because again, new changing rooms, and
Well,
he changed his.
big
I
fight.
don't know if you noticed, we were late to walk,
Yes.
and he went to walk, and he said this protector's not great, so he changed that, and it was just a bit again. But I mean, I'll tell you that changing the body protector is going to lose him the fight. But it's just
Is
a
there
new
a-
environment.
Is there a thought, Eddie, that he's got too many other things going on? That maybe he should just come back to being a boxer?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's another thing
He
you can
looks like
break.
he's looking for things to do, like the
I
psychologist.
know how hard he trains,
Yeah.
and I know what he puts into and what he invests into his training camp and his team. His team, he does everything so right, Jeff. It's not like he's missing sessions and he's going out. He don't do any of that. He's constantly trying to improve. That's why this will absolutely devastate him at the moment. And I do think, again, Callum Smith said to me, he seemed like, I think there may be a little bit of relief that the pressure's gone now. Do you know what I mean? And I think he will come back stronger because I think there was so much pressure on him. I think a part of him might say, I'm the challenger again. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, he'll be devastated that he's not the champion, but I do think the pressure is always on him. He's just the kid from Watford.
Is that because he became such an unexpected phenomenon?
Yeah, it's
Four
because,
stadium
it's
centres.
because he can't go anywhere without getting mobbed. He can't live a normal life, and that's still going to be the same. But at least now, he don't carry the burden of the unified world heavyweight champion, this and that. And I think he will go. He loves the sport. He loves to train. He loves to learn. And I think, the reaction from in a ring, although he was definitely slightly concussed, was almost like, didn't quite. I got beaten by a better fight tonight.
Eddie, what do you make of Andy's comments that Joshua could have continued?
I mean, I don't think he knew where he was. I mean, it's very easy to say, what was he doing? He didn't know where he was. He spat his gum shield out on the floor to try and probably get a little bit more time, or just didn't know where he was. Went back, he's trying to stand up. I mean, he could hardly stand up. So he was looking at the ref. He didn't say, I don't want to continue. The ref said, you okay? And he sort of, he got up. He said, yes, I'm okay. Yeah, but the fight was done. So again, I'd love to say it was an early stoppage. I'd love to say that, but ultimately, when the ref went no, he went, I'm all right. But it wasn't that he wasn't trying to continue. He just didn't really know where he was. And he was in the third round was one of the maddest rounds I've ever seen. It was just, I couldn't believe it. And I thought, 20 more seconds in that round, it's over.
Eddie, do you think Anthony was too confident ahead of this match?
Sorry?
Do you think Anthony was too confident?
Not really.
Ahead of this match?
Not really. He's never he will speak in the week and he'll say, what do you think about Ruiz? He does this, he does that, and we were speaking to Kevin Barry, Joseph Parker's trainer, about Ruiz, and he knew he was a threat. They're
Was he
always
relaxed? Was he too relaxed?
no. I'd love to say yes.
Confident enough?
I don't. He's not an arrogant, confident. He knows there's always risk. He said in an interview this week. He said, there's a risk in every fight. He said, I'm risking fighting Andy Ruiz. I'd rather risk fighting Deontay Wilder because there is so much risk in this division, and he's learning. He's had 22 fights, so Ruiz probably has a better boxing IQ than AJ. Because of his experience, because of his amateur experience. I think he had 105 amateur fights, won 100 of them. He's a seasoned fighter. Josh is not a seasoned fighter, and sometimes when it goes wrong, it's hard to
what do you
recover
do?
in that way.
You said he was nervous. Was the anxiety palpable?
Because you said it felt like it was like a lot of weightlifting, suffering this first loss here in the United States. It was a big fight for you. Coming back in the rematch. First of all, who would the rematch take place? Would it take place?
I don't know. Again, there's a lot to discuss. I've got to talk to Anthony first. But for me, we gave Ruiz the shot in the US. We do it in the UK. But
Do you
again,
think it's had a pressure for him?
Thanks, Eddie.
Do you think it'll be more pressure for him?
if he doesn't win that fight, he's in a terrible position. At least he has the rematch. But right, I'm going to go and see him, guys. I will be back. Okay?
Excuse me, sorry, excuse me.